Welcome back to Eakin It Real at Dennis Eakin Kia. Adam here with my main man, Kenny.
Hi, guys.
And then we've got Jason.
Hey, everyone.
Jason is our new salesperson, and we picked him to pick on today.
Yeah, I'm the lucky one. I'm ready for it. Let's do it.
So how long have you been selling cars now, as of now?
About 1 month in right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 month in.
Yeah.
So what would you tell your day one self today?
You know, I would probably tell my day one self that it's going to be a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed the ride for the first month. It's been awesome.
Day one, you kind of were walking around. I remember you're a smart guy. You could tell he's a smart guy, but you're trying to figure it out, right?
Yeah, definitely.
There's a whole lot of moving parts, isn't there?
There's definitely a lot of moving parts, a lot to learn. You know, I have a sales background, but just to kind of integrate that with the new industry that I'm learning, it's been really interesting, but it's been a lot of fun. I'm up to challenges, and I love it, so it's been awesome so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kenny, I got a question for you. And this, okay, man. If your first month was a movie in the car industry, what would be the title of it?
Oh hell, what happened?
It's like, where are these questions coming
Just
from?
oh hell, what happened?
Oh, hell, what happened?
Yeah.
Or where am I now?
Yeah,
Look at
exactly.
me now. Where am I now?
Exactly. Yes.
All right. What kind of advice would you give a new sales guy 1 month in?
Just day by day. Don't. A lot of salespeople get wrapped up in a month. It's not a month. Just the next day. Attack the next day like it's the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And then you'll be successful. And then if you have a bad day, it's a bad day. Just chalk it off and go on.
Yeah, you kind of got to get into the numbness of everything's basically numbers, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, you'll figure out as you do this for a long time that, and then if I talk to 4 people, belly to belly, I'm going to sell 1 car.
Yeah.
Where it sucks is when you talk to 8, belly to belly, and you're going backwards and you lose a car deal. That's when it gets a little rough sometimes.
Yeah.
But it hasn't happened to you yet, has it?
No, you know, I've always had the next up mentality. And I think that's something that will definitely help me with this because it just, you know, even if you're going to hear no's in sales in general, and it's about building the relationships, and I think that's my strong suit. Okay. So I think this industry, I'm not even looking at it as something that I don't know. It's more or less that I just want to build relationships, and that side will take care of itself.
Yeah, in this business, you got to hear the no.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're not hearing the no, then you're not doing your job.
Yeah.
They
You
say
gotta flush it out.
go to the no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to the no. Give me an example of go to the no. Like, let's just pretend that.
Oh gosh, the first
Hey,
thing
man,
I'm gonna
I'm
do.
just not ready to buy a car right now.
Gosh, Adam, I understand that, but on the test drive, you said you really liked the way it drove.
I did like the
You
way it
liked
drove.
You said it had enough room for your family. So I don't understand. Is it the color? Is it the equipment? Is it the price? Is it me?
No, it's not you. You know, I don't know. There's other cars I'd like to go look at.
Yeah, I understand. But you stopped here first. You had to come here for a reason. Obviously, this is the one you really wanted first, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's sit
Okay.
down. Let's go inside.
Hey, I'm
fiddle with
close.
figures,
I'm
see if we
close.
can-
I did stop here first.
There you go.
You know, if you wanted to go buy a Mercedes, would you stop at a dang Honda store?
No, you would not.
No. What do you want to look at first? You want to look at your favorite first, right?
For sure.
I mean, do people even do that anymore? Do people go, hey, pull up on a lot and say, hey, show me 5 or 6 different brands of cars.
No.
Let me just see which one I like the
Yeah,
best.
definitely
Yeah,
not.
what I found is they come to a lot knowing what they want. There's enough information out there that they'll usually walk you to the vehicle, and they'll start telling you more about it than you do, than you know.
Hey, I have a question. So, and this is more for the audience, and I'd like you to, definitely leave a link below and let me know what you think. But what do you think about a salesperson that slows the process down and asks a whole bunch of questions, like investigative questions? Is that something that would like push you away, or would it make you think, hey, this person's listening? That's more for the viewers, but what would you say to that?
It depends what type of questions you're asking.
Well, investigative questions.
Yeah, if you're asking investigating questions to get them to tell you what they need and what they want, and really they want something, but what do they need?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's your job to dissect exactly what they need, and then hopefully they'll want that.
So Saturday morning meetings, what do you think about those?
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, it starts with the dancing and the music, gets you hyped up. And obviously
I don't
that
know
sets
where
the tone for the
dancing
day.
thing came from, I'm lucky that I've got a good crew. Man, I was
Definitely.
watching a video of one of my Saturday morning meetings, and maybe it was because it's OU season. Maybe I was a little bit more like amped up on the Mountain Dew that morning, but I seemed a little aggressive in those sales meetings sometimes.
Yeah. It's fun though.
You know, I was watching them last night, and I was saying, it's like you're a bunch of Indians rolling out of bed. You got to go kill a deer today so your family can eat. You know, intensity, right?
What's good about it? It's just one meeting a week.
Yeah.
So we're not. That's
not every day.
That's the good thing. So,
You know what's crazy? 25 years of it doing this, it's like I'm asking myself, why am I doing a sales meeting in the morning to
Right.
motivate someone to like do their job?
Yeah.
Right.
Isn't it weird? Like, who calls you in the morning to motivate you, Kenny?
Oh gosh, nobody.
Nobody calls you in the morning to
No.
motivate. Say, hey, Kenny, I know you're on your way to work
the
today.
the motivation call I get is, hey, honey, I'm gonna go stop by here and get this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh,
Hey,
well.
what do you
Yeah.
hey, what do you need from
Yeah.
Walmart?
Ching,
I gotta
let me add that up.
We're
Go to
going
work.
to Round Rock. You know,
Right.
oh shoot.
I think it's the kids for me. I wake up and I think about my kids. I'm like, okay, I need to get to work. So,
You know what? That is the big why. You know, I mean, I started in the industry whenever I was 19. I didn't have any kids, but I did by 21. But I do know that when I did have kids and I bought my first house and, you know, all that, it was almost like you didn't worry about, you know, making money anymore at that point. It's almost like God pushes it onto you and everything just keeps moving forward. Next thing you know, you're in debt and,
Yeah.
you know, you have to work.
And the funny thing is, when you start thinking about the money per deal, that's when it doesn't work.
Oh, dude, it'll kill you.
Yeah, you can't. The money will come. Just get the person what they want, what they need, what provides for their family, and then the money will come to you in blessings. So,
Yeah.
I believe that.
The funny thing is, you know, I gave you a referral today
Yep.
to call. The guy's bought 3 or 4 vehicles in the last 2 years from one of my best friends. It's over at GMC Creed. He's an awesome guy, great salesperson. And, you know, here he's giving me his customer because, hey, they want a new Telluride. Creed can't sell those.
Yeah.
And that guy's pretty outstanding. But you do meet people, and when you take good care of them, and Kenny can tell you better than anybody. I think you've sold 13 cars to somebody once or more.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's crazy. So, what do you think about rejection in this industry?
You know, I'm always up for challenges. Rejection is part of the business. You know, in all facets of life, there's always some kind of rejection, but it's the way you overcome it that really shows growth, and it shows, you know, it just builds character, honestly. You know, if you don't have that rejection, you don't get better. So having it definitely makes you stronger and better at what you do. And so I'm a big believer that you have to have it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just part of it.
But you can.
Rejection in this business it's just you have to overcome why they're saying no. If they didn't want the vehicle and they would just leave. Okay, so if they're still sitting here in front of you, or still test driving your vehicle, or still walking around, they want you to sell them a car.
Yeah.
They're just having this reflex response to that's what they're supposed to do. Or oh no, I'm about to buy a car, so they're gonna throw something at you to reject
You know what's crazy is I've never been a school kind of guy, but it's incredible to me how many people do research. Research is like
it's crazy.
when someone says, "Hey, I've got to go research that." In my mind, I'm feeling like they're in a schoolroom and they got all these computers pulled up and they're just researching and looking at
All the
data.
monitors, right.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the people that sell stocks and you're just looking at data. Okay, buy now. You know, that kind of stuff. It's like research. What do you mean research? Like, what have you been doing for the last 3 weeks that gave you the ether that made you come in today to look at a car? You know.
Yeah.
So when someone says research, what do they really mean?
You know,
No offense to the public. Like, I want to know. I want to know. I think I do know.
yeah,
But
I think
drop a comment. Let me know.
I think most of it is dependability, reliability, consumer safety ratings, space, fuel economy. It's just that kind of stuff. That'd be the only research that you could actually do, right? I mean,
You know?
how many colors are out there? Maybe.
Yeah, I've had a few customers where they've done so much research, it's almost like they know the vehicle better than anyone else does. You know, because all the information's out there for people. So, you know, it's definitely not a bad thing because, you know, sometimes to hear it from somebody else too kind of teaches you something without you acknowledging it. So in a way, it's something neat, you know, when they come in and they are educated on the vehicle and exactly what they want. It almost teaches you a little bit about the vehicle itself.
Yeah, you know, I
Yeah.
think it's pretty cool when customers do know a lot because you can tell when they're hey, I
Yeah.
think I know
Hey,
more than
I
my
know more
sales
than this
guy
guy.
does.
I would rather have the educated buyer
Yeah.
and the research buyer come in, because if they've done all their research, as they say, and they've come in, that means they want the car.
Yeah.
They came to you because you have what they want and what they've researched. So all you have to do is just land them on it and get it going.
You know, that brings me to a question to you, Adam.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of educated buyers, What's a closing technique that goes on today that works on educated buyers?
Logic.
Yeah, logic.
100% logic. So you sell with emotion, which is, hey, do you like this leather? Do you like this color? Do you like the way it rides? Do you like that sound system? Do you like these safety features? Do you like all this and that and the other? And they say, yeah. But logic is what closes a car deal. Because if it doesn't make sense, it won't ever be affordable. And if it's not affordable, it's never going to make sense. So those are the two things that always has to happen for a car deal to go down.
If you end a statement with, doesn't that make sense? And they shake their head yes. Get their head shaking yes. It makes sense. Now they believe it, and they believe you.
One of the easiest for you, right? And you don't have to be accurate, but approximately how much money do you blow on things that you don't need every month?
Oh my gosh. I mean, if you add it up, you'll probably be going through 1,000 or two.
I'm just saying you in general.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
If you're being frugal, well, how much money do you spend on things that you don't need?
I mean, probably at least $1,000 you can find easily that you spend here and here, and just like going to eat out or buying some random things that you don't need.
Red Bull at the gas station. I
Starbucks,
I feel like I owe Sefco money every morning. I
They're waiting
drive
for you.
past them, so I better go buy a Red Bull. Kenny, what about you? What do you think that you may blow every month on things you don't need?
Oh gosh, a lot. $1,000.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if we were sitting here at the table and that carnival was going to be for your wife and you wanted to be at $800 a month on that carnival, and the way it shook down and everything, and it was $900 a month, would you tell your wife that she couldn't have the vehicle that she wants over $100 when you blow $400 a week on things you don't need?
Would not work.
So
Because
that's
she'd break down the logic for me.
Yeah, that is logic. But
Yeah.
see, that's what it is. So it's just logic. So it's like, yes, I mean, obviously you can afford it, but look at all the things that you spend money on that you didn't need whenever you could buy the second biggest thing, and you're also buying happiness too.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially if the wife's sitting right there, you get that
Got to
one.
make her happy.
Hey, real quick, I want to talk about Kia. Kia's doing some big things this month. You know what month this is, right? It's May. May's my favorite month. It's always been my favorite month. But Kia does special leases on the Sorrentos and on Sportages this month. And guys, I've got the paperwork right here. I built these deals before I even came out here. 2026 Kia Sportage, brand new, $450 a month.
Dang, it's really good.
$450 a month for a Sportage. But get
good.
this. A 26 Sorrento on a lease, 36 months, $499. Under $500 a month to own a brand new third row SUV
Steal deal.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
with no money down.
$0 down.
That's with zero down. You don't have to pay your first payment. I mean, those are some offers that I'm doing this month.
Right.
So come on, guys, you got to come see me for that.
Right.
This is the month where you got to take your road trips
Yep.
and your vacations. Kids are
And you know
graduating.
what I like about the leases, when we're talking about the educated buyer now, all the educated buyers, they're not buying anymore, guys. They're leasing.
Well, why is that?
Well, it's smart. They're going to get out of that car anyways in 3 years, 4 years. They're going to trade out of it. Don't lose your, don't be buried in your car. Just come in, turn it in, and get another one
Well,
with
so-
an affordable payment that's cheaper than when you buy it.
I'm a dinosaur, right? So when I first got into the car industry, leases were not what they are today. You did not have a lot of choices at the end. You basically gave the car back, and if you went over on the miles or the tires are bald,
Right.
windshield, you had all this expense.
Right.
So yeah, you saved the money, but then they got you back at the end.
And in this community, a lease is very important if you're military. You wouldn't believe how many people have come in that have been deployed that Kia will just let them out of their lease.
Yep.
We had one come in, they bought their car, I think they leased their car.
They
3 months
leased it.
ago, it had 2,700 miles on it. She came in yesterday, showed me her paperwork from Kia, I grounded it, it's done.
Done.
She walks away from it.
100%. And then we get a new nice
we get a
pre-owned
nice
vehicle
inventory,
to
right.
sell,
Yep.
which is awesome.
And it's not parked in a storage facility for her. She's making payments on something she's not going to drive for 18, 19 months.
It's incredible. And then, so here's some reasons why people don't lease. It's because, well, hey, I might drive 20,000 miles this year. I know I normally drive 15,000 miles, but what if I drive 20,000 and life changes? Well, that's fine. You don't have any penalties if you trade the vehicle in or if you sell it. So if you want to go back into another Kia, the mileage doesn't even matter. We're going to take care of you, and then you get some lease loyalty money on that on top of that.
Yeah. Plus, Kias are holding their value really well. So when they do come in to trade it in, if it does have a little bit higher miles, we'll pay a little bit more for your Kia, and you won't be as bad off as you might as another dealership.
Kenny, what is your go-to hype song whenever you need to get hyped up?
Oh gosh, that's a good one. You know, I've got a new song that I really like. It's by Tool. It's not new, but it's called
you?
Numa.
Numa?
And yeah, Numa. And I really like the song, and that kind of gets me going. It's got a little spiritual action to it.
Okay, I'll have to check
so
that out.
That hypes me up.
Same question for you.
Lil Jon and the East Side Boys.
How's that
Get
go?
low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New guy in the car business, doing great, man. All right, so Sam, question for you, and you can't say me, okay? Let's keep it neutral.
Okay.
Who on the team has helped you more than anybody?
Honestly, I can't really pinpoint one particular individual. Everybody's been helpful in different ways, which is why I've really enjoyed my first month. Doesn't matter who I, grab to help me real quick. Everybody takes the time to do it. Kenny thinks it's him, but
It's me.
He's part of the team, so I'll include him as well. but as a whole, the team has been great from the top down.
Yeah.
And that's why this family-owned and operated dealership has done so well in this community, is because the culture that we have here.
You're basically saying it's the people, right?
Yeah, the people all the way.
I mean, I believe that
Yeah.
wholeheartedly. I've been in stores where they didn't have the right leadership and everyone's miserable running around. And this is a hard industry to be in, first of all. So if it's not positive and the energy's not good, this isn't a career that. And unfortunately, I think that's a big thing everywhere else in the world, because car dealerships turn salespeople over a lot. I don't think. I mean, we've got salespeople who've been here 15 plus years.
Yeah.
And all the same ones since I've been here, pretty much here, with exception to a couple. But
Right.
sometimes people got to move on to bigger, better things.
That's funny because when they do leave, they usually leave for a position that's a little bit higher than they had here,
Yeah.
which is nice. That's good.
Kenny, what do you think the hardest skill set is to learn in the auto industry?
Staying busy.
Okay.
Just staying busy. That's the hardest skill set. If you can stay busy and do productive things all day long, you'll succeed. But you can fall into the trap of waiting for customers that, go get them.
So
Bring 'em
they
to you.
call that revenue producing activity.
Yes.
My old manager used to walk around shouting RPA, RPA, and you knew what that meant. When he
Yep.
said it was because people were sitting around doing nothing
Yep.
or coffee talk.
Yep.
But I think if you watch like Nicole, one of our sales girls,
Yep.
when is the last time you've seen Nicole over here wanting to talk about her day or weekend
No,
with
Never.
anybody?
Didn't do it.
I've
Yeah.
never seen it.
She's not friendly. She just doesn't. She's here to
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
But this job will get you because you can make a really decent living sitting around doing nothing all day long.
Yeah, for at least 60% of your day.
Just have to be productive with the other portion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then get lucky.
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah.
comes in, oh, you want to buy a car? Fantastic. That's why they came here, And then
Hey, so if I tell someone, hey, this lease payment's $500 a month, and they go home and someone else comes in, what would make a lease payment different for one person versus another?
is what they're going to use it for. Okay, so are they driving it a lot? How their services are going to go, their maintenance history, all that kind of stuff makes it different.
Well, I think kind of what I'm looking for is like individual customer comes in, like, Kenny, I know you could probably buy the dealership with your credit score, right? So if you came in, you'll get this good deal because your credit allows it. But some people won't have that ability to get that deal because of credit.
Right.
And a lot of people just don't understand that. How important do you think having good credit is in today's world?
It's important. I think it's less important than it used to be.
Yeah.
Because people want to lend money. They want you to have stuff. They want you to make payments to them. So it's not as hard as it used to
Do
be.
you ever loan money?
I don't loan money. I keep money.
I got a thing with my banker. He doesn't sell cars, and I don't loan money, right?
Yeah.
The other thing would be mileage on a lease, right? So if you're going to drive more miles, you're going to pay a little bit more. And then the other thing that changes is the term on the lease, because the longer you have the vehicle, the lower the residual values.
Right.
There's a whole lot about leasing that a lot of folks don't understand, but I do guarantee if you come here, we'll make it as easy as possible to understand how to do a lease.
Right.
If you were going to lease a car off this lot today, which one would you lease?
Hybrid Telluride.
A hybrid Telluride?
100%.
Hey, we got one of those in stock,
Yeah,
don't we?
yeah.
Well, I know what I'm
Sign
doing
'em
after
up.
this podcast.
Let's do it.
Guys, it's been so much fun. We love coming back every week doing this with you, so make sure you stay tuned for next time.